Damn, dude!
Damn, dude.
What up, everybody? What is good, you guys? What is happening? This is the Damn Dude Podcast. This is Season 2, Episode 90 motherfucking 8.
Damn, dude.
That's a gang of episodes, you guys. That makes 198 episodes. We're fucking stacking these together at a pretty damn quick pace here. I gotta say, I'm your host, California Cal, one of the cool Californians in this state, and the show simply exists to help educate, entertain, and make an impact on the different perspectives and contexts that we have in life. Because I truly believe that the more access we have to different contexts and different perspectives, the easier, doper, funner, and just cooler life is to navigate through. You know what I mean?
Damn, dude.
So that's what we do. This is the realest podcast in the game. One of them, I should say, because there's a handful out there. This is definitely some of the realest content that exists on the internet. And we're here to help fucking make people think. And if you don't want to fucking think, or you can just be simply entertained, that works as well. So, yo, it's been just a crazy fucking last week. And I mean, this year's been insane. If you guys are regular listeners, you know this. But pancake syrup and butter. Okay. Anyway, yo, the shit that like I've just been dealing with and going through and stressing about and then just like somehow finding peace at the end of the day, it's just quite phenomenal to me. It's quite paradoxical, I say. So, no, but dude, I was thinking and I was observing and learning and noticing that many people do not care about what they think they care about. Let me say that again. Most people do not actually care about what they think they care about.
Damn, dude.
Now, what do I mean by that? Well, we could take this many examples and we could take this many ways. But at the same time, there's something I noticed within that, which is people care more about things than they realize, but they've identified the wrong reason about it.
Damn, dude.
Does that make sense to you guys? So, for example, I was watching, like, I went for a walk the other night, and I ended up, like, the end of my walk was at the park, and I'm sitting there at the park, and I'm just, like, just observing shit going on. Like, it was just such a nice night, and, like, especially out in Poway, like, the town is so nice, like, I don't know, and some of these nights and mornings, they're just so fucking perfect out here some of these days. It's crazy. But, I'm out there, and I'm just sitting there and I'm just watching. There's like different baseball games going on, and like just everybody doing all sorts of different shit, right? And I'm like noticing, I was like, I see one baseball coach like yelling about a certain thing. And then I see kids, I'm just like in very observing mode. And I see one coach like yelling about shit. And then I see the kids doing their own thing, and then I see the kids who are listening, and then I see the kids who are kind of in their own world and like kind of playing their own funny little game inside the assignment they're supposed to be doing. And like it was just interesting to see, because what I started observing was like the coach was getting so upset about like one or some of these kids doing something incorrectly, and they were kind of just goofing off as why they were doing it incorrectly. So it was kind of pissing the coach off like extra. And I'm like, and I was just kind of cracking up to myself, because I'm like, this coach is just like, he's fully like wrapped up in it. You know what I mean? Like, and that happens to all of us. You get wrapped up in it and you're like, oh, fuck, you know, and then you got to fucking untangle and like dust yourself off, straighten your shirt out again. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit. He's wrapped up in it. And I was just cracking up because it was kind of just like a metaphor for much deeper things in life. But how I took that was like, or what I interpreted, or what that spoke to me, I guess, was Like, this guy does not really care that much about the ball being hit right now. He more so cares about helping the kids and making sure that they are performing at their best, and he's here giving them their time so that they could be the best that they can be. You know, that's my assumption. That's just my observation, like I said. And so what I'm observing is, like, the coach is all frustrated and upset over one happening. It seems like that's what he really fucking cares about. But it's way deeper than that, I should say. And it's way deeper than that. So, like, if he's all wrapped up in yelling about this, well, what's the root cause of why he's so triggered about this? You know what I'm saying? The dude loves baseball, or he wouldn't be fucking coaching a team. He wouldn't be instructing people how to do it. He wouldn't be spending his fucking, I forget what day it was, but his evening, afternoon spending time with all these kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, he cares. And it's deeper. And I'm sure if you went and had a conversation with him, he'd tell you, yeah, oh yeah, it's way deeper than me just caring about it, getting it right. You know, like I said, I'm just observing this moment. And it was just funny in that, like I said, this whole thing was just a metaphor for me for life. And it's like, people think they care about things that they actually don't really give a fuck about. The reality of it is that it's way fucking deeper than the actual thing that's happening. So it's like, when you see these Karens or you see fucking people who act like that, it's not because they really care that much about you fucking olling your skateboard down some stairs. It's more like the root of it. And I mean, it could be anything. I'm just giving up whatever I could think of, which would be like, the root of a Karen freaking out on a kid skateboarding, jumping over stairs, is because they're thinking about, oh, you can crack your head open, that's dangerous. So in a way, that's because they care, right? And then in another way too, it's like they're freaked out because it's like, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're not following the rules. Like, I'm following the rules, you know? And then it causes this spaz. And then a lot of times it's like, especially in the case of a Karen, they don't really have like the emotional depth to process these things. So it's just like, like, I care about these shopping carts. Like, you don't really care about shopping carts. It's more like, you care because your dad whooped the shit out of you when you didn't clean your room back up straight. So now you think that it's so important that everything has to go back exactly in the order that it came from, or else it's worthy of an ass whooping. You know, so it's like, people try and care. It's just people come up with the wrong values or misunderstood morals or misunderstood ways of doing things, or why they care. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, I didn't even realize that this would piece together in this, but it's like, I learned through a conversation with a cool ass little dude yesterday that it's very important to know why you enjoy things, to know why you're happy. Because if you think about this, it's important. Most of us can acknowledge that it's important and helpful to understand why we would feel sad when we feel sad. I think most of us would agree and acknowledge that it's important to know why you feel mad when you're mad. But then why not until yesterday, having this conversation with this cool ass little kid, is it the first time that verbally I ever heard or had the conversation about, you know, like, are you happy? Why are you happy? And it's like, why am I happy? And what we realized and discovered and uncovered was that, yeah, Dad. Sorry, you heard the horn. You don't hear it on here, and I'm just like, stop and yell. Somebody came by honking. Anyway, like, it's just as important to know why you're happy so you know what to appreciate.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
Like, why are you happy? What makes you happy? First of all, it's like, I'll just share like the convo. It's like, I don't know. These things got brought. These are just kind of like highlights, I guess. Like the question. So, this is so cool, dude. I can't believe this. Wow. My little son, Ro, he's a powerful ass dude because he's responsible for this conversation, actually. And this whole line of thinking and questioning. Holy shit, dude. What a powerful little kid. He goes around and he asks are you happy? And you're like, whoa, hello, I just kind of crackled on the mic. That was weird. He goes around and asks, are you happy? I'm happy. And it's like the cutest thing. So I go and ask this cool kid, I'm like, yo, are you happy? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, well, why are you happy? And he's like, I don't know, I just am. I'm like, well, hold on. And that led to the conversation of, well, you know how it's important to know why you feel sad when you're sad? Yeah, you know, so you know how to get better, you know what to work through, whatever. You know, the same thing about when you're mad. Isn't it important to know why you're mad or what the source of why you're mad? Yeah. What about when you're happy? Isn't it important to know the source of why you're happy? And it's like, huh, wow. Like, that's fucking deep, right? Like, dude, like, are you happy? Yeah. Why? And a lot of us can't even tell. It's like, see, here's the thing is, though, I think as adults, a lot of us turn into, I'm happy because I'm not suffering.
Damn, dude.
And that's not happy. And that's usually what vacation represents to a lot of people, is it allows me to not have to go through the fucking. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, a lot of times that's all it is. Your vacation, your weekend, for like when you're grinding it out and it sucks, it's just like so things don't suck for a while. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's not very valuable or healthy. Like, things shouldn't suck in general. Now, I'm saying this as somebody who's had the hardest adult year of my life ever. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you guys who know my story know I've been through some crazy shit. You can go back to, I think it's episode 169, and I tell a lot of my story, and you just be like, what the fuck, bro? Like, seriously? So that's the thing, is like, I was like, wow, like, that's just so cool. Like, are you happy? I'm happy. Here, listen, he says it. I got a little recording of it. It's the cutest shit ever. Oh, hold on. I gotta turn on the sound.
Yeah, I'm happy. Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Awesome. I love that you're happy. Yeah, I'm happy. Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Awesome. I love that you're happy. Thank you for asking.
Yo, and so Royal just goes around and he asks people this. And I'm like, that is the coolest thing ever. Like, bro, like, what the heck? That's so awesome. Right? And like, I cannot get over that video, dude. You happy? We'll just be driving and be like, Papa, you happy? Like, yeah, I'm happy. Are you happy? Or we'll just be wherever. And it's funny because sometimes I'll just be like, I'll just be like adult braining, and I'm just kind of like doing things autopilot or something like that. And he'll stop and be like, Papa. I'm like, what? He's like, you happy? I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize that within this moment of autopilot, I could be using this time feeling happy. Just because I'm running around and picking up things after the kid or whatever, right? Like, that doesn't mean I can't be happy while I'm doing it. You know what I mean? At one point, I worked hard to earn the money to buy him these toys and his things, and so did other family members or friends or relatives. And it's like, we're so grateful. But then when it's a bunch of million pieces all around your house and you're like, fuck, shit. You're like stepping on things and kicking things and stubbing your toes and, you know what I'm saying? Like all that sort of shit. It very easily becomes like, man, fuck these toys. But that's the thing, is like, at one point it was like such a blessing. You know what I mean? So that's the thing, is like, as I'm walking around picking up all this shit, picking up rice off the floor, I'm like, yo. And I'm picking up rice off the floor. I'm like, okay. Yesterday, we were really fucking hungry. We really wanted some food. We really wanted this and this. And we got it, you know, and he's a kid and he's going to spill food and I'm going to have to pick it up. It is what it is. But that's the thing, is like, I can have and take on and choose for myself fully my context or my perspective of what it means to pick up the rice off the floor.
damn, dude.
Like, why does it have to mean fuck? Like, this is, you need to learn to eat, blah, blah. Like, no, it's like, yo, we had a bomb ass meal. He had, my child got to have an abundance of food to the point where stuff was spilling out the sides and he didn't need to pick it up and eat it.
Damn, dude.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's a blessing. That's such a huge blessing. How many, it's like there's places where you can't do that. And it's not that like I'm okay with him wasting food. It's more just like the fact of the matter. The rice is on the floor. What am I going to think about it? You know what I'm saying? Because I am going to think about it. Right now there's crumbs of something else on my floor. It's driving me crazy. I'm going to vacuum it right after this. But yesterday was one of those days where I'm chasing him around the whole time and I could not keep up with his messes. So I'm just like, dude, you fucking, your little Tasmanian devil tornado of your little child self won this round, dude. But I'm gonna clean it up and we will rebuild. So, wow, I went off on a sequence. But no, anyways, that all ties back to this is we don't actually care what we don't actually, sound like a fucking turntable. Okay, I'm back, guys. Sorry. No, just kidding. That all leads me back to like, we don't actually care about what we think we care about because we don't know why we're happy or what makes us happy or what to even appreciate. So part of this conversation was, what's the coolest thing in the world? Or what's your most favorite thing in the world? And then he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, how are you going to do the coolest things in the world if you don't know what the coolest things in the world are?
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
Conversation with a 5-year-old, mind blown, off the charts, ridiculous. So it's like, it was crazy too, because he literally just sat there in deep thought, and I was just like, whoa. And then I'm asking him, and I was like, so what are some of your favorite things in the world? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, that's okay. I was like, this is why you get to like talk about it and think about it. He's like, I'm like, dude, you can pick anything. There's anything that's fun. Swimming, riding a fucking scooter, you know what I mean? Like jumping up, playing on the playground, like, and then I started going deeper. I was like, like some of your favorite things can be having a brother, a sister, being a big brother, having family, having good food in your life. He's like, oh. And I was like, all right. So I was like, so dude, like, what are some of your favorite things? And then he kind of just says some of the, he says some of his favorite things. Like, well, he's thinking about it. He's like, swimming. That's one of my favorite things. He's like, swimming, riding my scooter. Like, all right, cool. Yeah. And then he's like, eating good food. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, having good family. I was like, dude, fuck yeah. And he's, well, I didn't say fuck yeah, but I was like, dude, yeah. And then I was like, see, that's so cool. I was like, now you know how to have the best and your favorite and coolest things in the world because we've taken the time to like identify them basically, It's like, whoa, he was just such in deep thought. It was crazy. And then later, I just remember this right now. I was like, dude, what are you going to do? I do not like the question, and I'm not in support of the question. What are you going to do? What are you going to do what are you going to be when you grow up? Because then that implies that there's something that you need. I mean, it's true, but I don't like the context. Whereas like it implies there's something. If you ask a kid, what do you want to be when you grow up? It implies that quality does not exist in you already. So it's like, it just kind of creates that with the words. Now, I get you can put different twists on it and all that, but it's like, I'm me, this is my show, I can talk about shit how the fuck I want. So if you got something to say, either leave a 5-star written review and then say something about it, or go start your own show. So either way, or go have a conversation with somebody that's a little less like snarky. So like I said, I'm not a fan of what do you want to be when you grow up? I say, I like the question, what are you going to do to earn money? What are you going to do to earn money when you get older? It's like, and then, and his answer was, get a job. I was like, what? I was like, no. He's like, what? He's like, yeah, you got to get a job to get money. I was like, no, you don't. I'm like, huh? I'm like, well, I was like, hold on. I was like, I mean, yes, but no. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you can do things that you love and get money for it. He's like, huh? He just kind of looked at me like, tilted his head like, what? And I'm like, dude, if some of your favorite things are swimming or riding your scooter or eating good meals or cooking good meals or fixing scooters or selling scooters or making your own kind of scooters or doing tricks on a scooter, you can make money for all those different things. You could tinker and play with scooters all day long and make money for it. You can sell, you can design scooters. You could do anything. You could design wheels. You could design the handle grips. You could do all this stuff, right? It's like, whoa, like, huh? I'm like, dude, exactly. I'm like, that's why I like to teach swimming, because I get to play in the pool, and swimming's one of the funnest things in the world to me. So that's why I do that. And I get to teach surfing and make money for it. So that's why I do that. And he's like, whoa. I'm like, yeah, dude, like you don't have to like do stuff that sucks to make money. He was like, oh, he's just in such deep thought. It was just so cool. And I kind of just left it at that because it was like kind of overload, but it was just the coolest shit ever. And this is why, like, something that like one of the greatest lessons I've learned in my entire life, truly, is specifically to hone in on and learn from kids, like on purpose. Any way I can. A lot of people don't understand how that works, but when you start thinking about it, you start seeing it. Like I talk about, like with your RAS system, your reticulated activated system, reticular activated system, reticulated or reticular, I forget, but reticular activated system, your RAS system, which is the thing in our brains and in our minds and in our life and world that where it's like, if you want to buy a blue Toyota truck and all you keep thinking about is blue Toyota trucks, and then you just start seeing them everywhere and you're like, damn, there's a lot of fucking blue Toyota trucks in town. It's that. It's the thing. It's that doing that, right? So like, I feel like when we can like fine tune that to start seeing things that we want versus just accepting things as they are without question. You know what I'm saying? So this is the thing, is like, this leads perfectly into the next thing. Actually, we're just going to take a quick break, and then we're going to be right back, because this is fucking sick and this goes deep and this is hard. But this is a big lesson in how to start learning from kids. That's the thing, is like, you have to do a little bit of work in order to make this happen, but it's very easy. And there's little tricks that we can do that I've just learned in my own. Like I said, I'm nobody fucking special. I don't know shit other than stuff that I observe. You know what I'm saying? And I decided to just make this show, and I've gone through some crazy shit. So that gives me a unique perspective sometimes. And I'm just here to share that shit, because I think there's something universal that connects all of us through our triumphs and our losses. And it's all universal. It's all being a human. But anyways, we're talking about learning from kids. This is some cool shit. So we're gonna take a quick break. And after these messages, we'll be right bicycle.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
It's your partner. Finger licking, finger dicking, chicken chucking, ficking, fucking, finger licking Fred. And I'm bicycle. I'm biking down with a vengeance. Meaning I'm here to chew ass and kick bubblegum. You son of bitches. I tell you what. But I'm here to remind you to not be a little bitch. Have fun, have gratitude, and appreciate life. Don't be a little bitch. Finger licking, finger fucking, finger chucking, dickin' ducking, fickin' fucking, chicken chucking, tickin' tucking, dickin' ducking, friggin' froggin', hoggin', doggin'. Fried.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
Oh, yes. Welcome back to the show. Oh, yes. Welcome. So, as I remind you, this is the Damn Dude podcast. This is season 2 and episode 98. I tell you what. So, you guys, what up? Welcome back. That was my smooth friend. His name is, we call him Arius, because he's all about the Arius. So, I mean, you can't have a show without that, can you? Like, I don't know. Anyways, yo, we're talking about learning from the chillin'. Learning from them little chitlins. I used to get called a little chitlin' when I was younger. That's so funny. So, yo, I'm just going to read this out how I wrote it, because I think how I wrote it was dope. And if I try and just eyeball it and then wing it, I'm going to get it all not how I want it. Because there's no wrong way. It's like if you have your own show, there's no wrong way. You know what I mean? It's whatever the fuck. You're like, yeah, that's a fuck it. Like, that's so cool. Okay. The convos we have with the youth dictate what and how they structure their thinking, which in turn dictates the type of human being they grow to be and the amount of contribution to society they are or aren't.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
This needs that in it. One more time. That was tight. And I just kind of need to refill my brain on it. The convos we have with the youth dictate what and how they structure their thinking, which in turn dictates the type of human being they grow to be and the amount of contribution to society that they are or aren't.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
Bruh, that's hard. So, think about this. As I explained with my conversation with this 5-year-old, where it's just on some mind-blowing shit. Like, shit just fucking shifted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have that feeling of like I did mushrooms is like the feel after that whole thing. Because it was just so deep and so powerful. And like, there's different kinds of learning and there's different types of interpreting things and different types of knowledge. And a lot of information. And I think why this show hits so deep for some people is exactly this, or people who really take the time to like allow the show in versus just listening to agree or disagree. Like where you're like, where you actually like try on different ideas. Like when you're willing to try on different ideas or contexts or perspectives, you are allowed a whole like 180 view of something that you previously didn't agree with or understand. And like, oh, man, where was that? Man, I kind of just trailed off because something just told me to fucking come back and just kind of come at this a different way. So I don't know. My brain just blanked. But it was weird. It was just something like literally a thought in my brain just said, just change the direction of this a little bit. I don't know why that's weird. But, and I just fucking forgot what we were talking about. Exactly. What the fuck, dude? I don't know. So anyways, okay, let's rewind a little bit. I'm fucking just went brain dead. You guys, what is happening? I'm just like fully fucking brain dead. Oh, okay. Got it. Sorry, I'm back. I remember. So there's different types of learning. And I was saying why the show hits so hard for people, blah, blah, blah. Because what happens is there's different types of learning. And my favorite type of learning is, hold on, before I say that, I am like just fucking brain dead today, dude. So you have informational learning. You have informational learning, which is like me just telling you facts about things. And it's basically like how the schooling system works, like public school anyway, where it's like you are just here to remember these things. And that's just remember this information. And then there's other types of learning, but I'm just going to jump to transformational learning. And that's basically like interpersonal intelligence / emotional intelligence. It kind of deals in learning in that world of stuff. So I like transformational knowledge or information the best because it's a new, I guess, context for you to live into, or a new perspective. So it's like you now believe things are possible that you didn't before, or you've now altered your perspective to be something positive of the same scenario which was previously stressful as fuck to you.
Damn, dude.
So it's really trippy that like when transformational learning happens, shit changes and the way that people live actually change and shift in a good way. So it's like that conversation yesterday was not informational learning. It was a transformational learning dialogue and conversation. Because the back and forth was not this information, that information. The dialogue is, what does this mean to you? How does this make you feel, and why, essentially? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, there's a big difference between like, you know, make sure you grow up, get your college GED. I don't even know how to talk about this stuff. Get your college GED. Like, it's not, I don't think that's even the thing. Like, get your diploma? No, get your certificate, your degree? Yeah. You go to college for a degree, right? College degree, high school diploma. Yeah, okay, yeah. You go to college for a degree. Some people probably think I'm fucking stupid, but I'm smart in different ways, so whatever, fuck you. So that's the thing, is like, there's different conversations that you can have with kids, I should just say people, but this is how we invoke those conversations with kids. It's like we get into their world by asking questions in ways that really fucking penetrates and makes them feel acknowledged. So it's like when you can ask a question that really penetrates somebody's mind to where they're like, huh. And it's like they want to think about that because it's like, yo, like what? Okay, fuck, huh? You know, why do I like what I like? Why am I happy? You know, get a job. What does that even mean? It's like, dude, kids are already dreading growing up because they have to get a job, or they think it's cool, and then they grow up and it fucking sucks because their parents lied to them the whole time, telling them, you know, you gotta get a job. No, you don't. You can create a job. You can fucking become a monk. There's so many fucking options. You know what I'm saying? You do not have to grow up and get a job. You do not. See, this is also parenting shit, you guys. If you guys who are listening and your parents, you got what I just did, then you get it. You know what I'm saying? No, don't get a job. You can't get a job. What do you think the first thing your kid's gonna want to go do? You see what I'm saying? Yo, my greatest parenting and like connecting to children tactic is to be able to be more of a kid. I'm able to go back and be a kid and stay like one step ahead. And it's funny because I was having this conversation the other day where it's like, I feel like when I'm interacting with kids, because I like missed out on a huge chunk of my childhood and I'm kind of like reliving that in a way, not on some weird, creepy, I need to collect toys or put like cartoon stickers on my window, like not that sort of shit. Like more so like, all right, I'm going to go back and tap into that so I can have fun and like let that youthfulness just fucking like pour out of me and just engulf me so I can, I'm just going to be a dope fucking old man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be one of the coolest old men. Like, I'll have stories for days, and I'm going to still be able to skateboard and ride wheelies on my motorcycles and like all that shit. You're going to see me fucking mobbing my dune buggy up the hill, like just going fucking 90 miles an hour through the whoops, just wah, 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 wah. I'm going to be on some crazy shit, dude. Like, and not to prove anything, but just to maintain that fun. You know what I'm saying? Just a little side story. Back in the day, when I was coming up, I was going to, I was going to Challenger, and my walk to Challenger is like 2.5 miles from my house. It was a long fucking walk. So it was 5 miles there and back every single day. And on my way to school, there would be this old ass Asian dude, and he had a fucking like the token, like there's like this token old Asian uniform that like the old Chinese and Vietnamese and even a handful of Filipino dudes rock, where it's like a what do you even call it? Like a blazer kind of. It'll be like a how do you even describe it? Like not flannel, but like it's almost got like the line print of like flannel, but it's like a sport coat, and then like a nice shirt under, and then the slacks. It's like a very typical look, and then often these guys will wear a hat too. This guy had the hat, but he'd be smoking. This guy had to be like 70 or 80 years old, and he would. If you guys are familiar with Mira Mesa,
I know Mira Mesa.
Mecca Town. If you guys know where Weston Hill is, you know Weston Hill is a pretty good hill. This dude would be smoking a cigarette, riding goofy foot and barefoot, bombing down the street with a cigarette in his mouth, just fucking standing there. Just knees not bent or anything, just standing straight up. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? How is this good? What? Like, why? What? Like, dude, I saw this dude for like years. I don't know where he was coming and going from, but I would see him at the same place every time. Like, he'd be in the middle of the hill, just, I'm like, no fucking way, dude. He'd be going the opposite direction of me. And he'd just be kind of like, have a little smirk on his face, and he's just fucking loving life, dude. And like, that stuck with me forever, and that will always stick with me. It's like I saw that and I was like, yo, I'm gonna be a fucking sick ass old guy, because I think I know how to talk to the youth. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing, is like a lot of people don't know how, and we got to learn from the youth, which is like when we can ask the right kind of open-ended questions, like I was saying, that make kids feel acknowledged right off the bat. Like, I just realized this earlier, and I'm kind of giving away some secrets and like personal convos, but I think this is good for everybody. Which is like, fuck, why do I keep dude, I am so fucking tired today, dude. Okay, so asking, if you're gonna ask a kid like, well, why that? Why this? Did you have fun at school today? Yeah. How was it? Cool. What'd you do today? Nothing. Played. Did work. See, it's like that. It's like questions like that it makes people answer short. So that's the thing, is like a kid does not feel acknowledged. So rather, if you said, dude, what's the coolest thing that happened at school today? You know what I'm saying? Then they're like, oh, they feel acknowledged right off the bat, because you're like, what was the coolest thing? And it's like, that means you've acknowledged that they had something cool happen. And it's like, you want to know about that. It's not just like, how was it? What'd you learn? You know, it's like, tell me about that. You know, like, how did that what'd you start thinking about with that? How did that make you feel? You know, like, why is that important? Like, what, for real? And it's like, you got to actually engage and ask open-ended questions in a fun way. And I think a lot of parents fall short, where it's like, I am asking open-ended questions. It's like, no, if you're just asking who, what, when, why, where, then and how, then you're not, those like, that's what you're supposed to base the open-ended question off of, not how you're supposed to ask the question. What was the coolest thing to you? Why was that the coolest thing to you? What was the funnest thing that happened? Why was that the funnest thing that happened? How is that the funnest thing? How is that the worst part of your day? How's that the best part of your day? You know, like, what? How could you not tell me that? That's so exciting. You know what I mean? Just like these little things where it's like, you kind of, it's like you make your questions fun, so it makes their thinking fun. So that's kind of a sign to ourselves as parents, is like, if we're getting crappy answers from our kids, then we're asking from a crappy, lacking enthusiasm sort of place. You know what I mean? So it's like, the things that we ask our kids, if you're even asking them anything, is really what dictates who they become when they grow up and how they think. Like the kids' inner voices are based off of our questions and yelling and lack of compassion or over compassion, whatever. That becomes their inner voice and their inner thinking. And that's why some people are Karens and some people are hippies and some people are businessmen and some people are, none of those, and some people are a little bit of each of those, and like everybody has their own fucking however the fuck you are, or whatever your persona is or isn't. Like that's all based off of questions that you were or weren't asked, or questions that you had answered or didn't have answered when you were a kid. And that bases the whole way that you and I think, and we think now, because everything is either in acceptance or rebellion to the things we're asked or told as kids. So that's the thing, is like, if we can ask our kids things of like, what makes you happy? Or are you happy? Yeah. Why are you happy? What makes you happy? And then it's like you start thinking about these things. And then now what happens to a kid who has that question in their brain? They're looking around and go, do I enjoy this? Does this make my life happier? Huh, that girl's hot. I wonder if she'll make my life happier. Huh, this looks fun. I wonder if this new skateboard will make my life happier. Huh, I wonder if this new fucking scooter will make my life happier. Wow, this, new scooter or skateboard I got for Christmas makes me fucking happy as shit. Like I have so much fun on it. And I'm not saying like it exists in material things, but they add to it. And we often use material things to do things and to have fun and to fulfill on what we love. Like if any of you guys are listening to this, you had to spend money on that. I had to spend money on this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always like something that it's like, it's okay. You know what I mean? So like the questions that we ask or don't ask our kids, the questions that either expand or close their mind, like if kids just get generic answers, then we get generic thinking from them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the more depth we can give to our kids when they're young, the better, because then that gives them this whole scope of perspective and to understand that like, yo, the way you think about it, there's there's fucking, I don't know how many people are around the world. There's 9 billion other ways to think about this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the chances of your scared interpretation likely aren't the right one. You know what I'm saying? If you're scared to drop in on a half pipe or quarter pipe, but Tony Hawk came and fucking helped you through it, it's a whole different experience than like if your fucking dad who can't do it is trying to help you through it. You know what I mean? Or even if your dad can do it. It's like having a fucking professional, it just changes things. You know what I mean? Like somebody who really knows what it's like to push through the next level of fear and to understand what it's like, right? Oh man, dude, my chest hurts. It's like this fucking crazy pain keeps happening. No, so like I find it fascinating that so, I just listened to this. Let me just go this direction with this. I realized okay. So I was listening to this song. I've shared it before when I used to do the music. I think it's called Paid Dues. Yeah, Paid Dues by 8Ball and MJG featuring CeeLo Green. Song is fucking sick as fuck. Anyway, in the hook, CeeLo's like, what does he say? My mom and daddy was too young to raise me right. So, I don't know, but that's part of it. That's the part of it, right? Where he's like, mom and daddy was too young to raise me right. Something didn't know wrong from my. Oh no, mom and daddy was too young to raise me right. the ghetto ain't doing me ain't leaving no choice. I had to fight. Something like that. I think I'm like butchering the song, but he says that, and I was like, holy fuck, dude. Like, my parents were 17 and 18 when they had me. And I'm like, dude, they definitely weren't old enough to be raising me. At the same time, they did really good with what they knew and what they had. Like, all things considered and everything we went through. Like, my family was definitely of we're gonna build and shape some emotional intelligence sort of fucking people. It was funny though, because my mom's really intellectual, but at the same time, like, she's deep. She's not like just lost in the sauce where like you just don't, where it's like where people just lack depth. They just know information. That's what I mean. So it's like, and that's the thing, is like a lot of people who are very educated often lack emotional depth or people skills. And to me, a lot of that is useless unless you can interact with people to a certain extent or degree, right? And it depends what your skill is. Like, there's certain professions and stuff where you can get away with that, and it's very beneficial, and it's okay for that. And there's nothing wrong with being like that either. Like, I'm fucking quiet and I don't like to talk to people. So I fucking talk to my beloved old microphone. No, but that's the thing, is like, think back, I'm like, dude, my parents were kids when they had me. And like, I think of how many times I had to learn things the hard way, or it's just embarrassing or whatever, just because I was raised by such young people. And growing up in that environment, there's a lot of things you miss, like table manners or politeness or like certain manners and stuff. Because like when you're so young, you're just surviving. Like, who gives a fuck about manners? You know what I mean? It's like, there's no like, it doesn't matter if you burp at the table or you chew with your mouth open. It's like, no, just eat your fucking food. You know what I mean? It's like we didn't have the luxury to fucking make those adjustments. So as I got older, and I kind of see why I had to date a couple really, really bougie rich girls, was because like I needed to learn, I needed that extreme bouginess to kind of like meet for me to learn where the middle is of my like cavemanness. Because it's like, I'm a fucking caveman at the core of me, dude, like straight up and down. So like, the way I think, the way I do stuff, the way I move, like I'm straight up a caveman, dude. And with that, dating super bougie girls where it's like, no, you can't wear your outside jeans on my sofa. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, that's a thing? Like, huh. I never thought of that. Like, don't wear your outside jeans. Don't sit on the bed. Like, you went and sat on the bench at the park and at the restaurant. You're going to sit that on the bed? I'm like, oh, huh. And like some of you guys listening might be like, man, you're fucking gross. You don't know that. Some of you guys might be like, wait, oh shit. Like, actually, it's kind of a good point. Like, I see what you're saying, At the same time, like, it's not that big of a fucking deal, but it's just, right? It's perspective. So I'm like, wow, okay. And like, one of my exes had her whole house was all white. Everything. Like, everything in the house was like, I mean, it wasn't like sterile. It was like, it felt like you were fucking underwater. Everything was white and like turquoise colored kind of, or like this glow. I don't know how to explain it. But for me being a caveman, entering this environment, I'm like, I don't even know how to like sit on things properly, or like, am I supposed to walk? Do I have to walk this direction around this fucking table? Or do I like, am I doing this right? Am I sitting properly? Like, it was hard. And some of you guys like listening might be cracking up like, yo, what the fuck? That's crazy. But that's what I'm saying is like, I'm so the extreme that even to like normal people, I'm offensive. Not anymore. Well, maybe with my words, but like, not when I'm just out and about. I'd be loud as fuck and just whatever, like just no thought or understanding to it whatsoever. So learning those things, I'm like, oh, and I kind of see why and how and where these things fit into society and how they help us. It's good to know how to act accordingly in a fucking nice restaurant. Like, you don't have to be above it and be too cool or be cooler than everybody because I'm not rich. Look at all these fucking rich people in here. Like, that's trust me, I get that. And I realize, I'm like, well, how am I ever going to have anything nice if I just sit here acting like I'm better than people who are better than me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh shit, that happened fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, so back to dial it all back. It's like, dude, when we have and ask cool questions and have cool conversations with kids and even ourselves, it's like you kind of have to have a level of you did work for yourself to be able to understand and ask these questions in the first place. Because if you don't have any depth and if all you say is, gotta go to work to earn a living, if that's as far as your perspective goes, then that's all you're going to have. Why would you expect that you could have anything better if that's all you're willing to think and accept? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's the thing, is to do anything else, it's fucking scary. Yes, I'm tempted with just get a job all the time. But then there's other times where I'm like, I could never. When I see how much money I make on my own, when I see how much potential is in what I do, when I see how many kids' lives are saved just based off of me doing my job, I'm like, fuck yes, dude. Like, it's crazy because when you, like I said, it's not about money, but at the same time, if you have the right level of responsibility with money, you can help a lot of fucking people. And that's why I want a lot of money. I want to help a lot of people. It's like, I want to help a lot of people, make a lot of money, and have the most fun doing it. Like, what's wrong with that? Why would you not want me to have money? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I took that from David Meltzer, 100%. Everybody needs to follow him and learn his message. But anyways, that's what I'm like, dude, that's the fucking truth, bro. Like, that's how we need to live. And like, staying curious, how can we help? A lot of people are like, how can I one up for myself versus how can I help society? How can I help outwardly? How can I contribute? Which in turn will, kick back and like do some great shit, right? So, yeah, man, I just think that we need to really get curious and ask open-ended questions with ourselves and our kids, and give kids the space to think outwardly for themselves and not correct anything that they're saying. Just rather than correcting what they're saying, ask a question that leads to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, for them to boil it down, for you guys to come to a common understanding of where it comes from and why it happens and why they feel the way they feel. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not going to always agree with what they feel or what they think. When you allow them to speak open and freely, I often want my kids to just say exactly what we've had conversations about and understand it all the way. But it's like, no, they have to go back and interpret it and learn it and go through the experiences and trip up and stand up and trip up and stand up and like understand that it's okay. And how we model our lives and how we work through stress is how our kids are going to learn that. And that's what they're going to interpret, and that's how they're going to think. And if you tell your kids and you're real with them, yo, I was not acting accordingly. I was way fucking stressing, and I was being a very good example of how not to act. Daddy, mommy was acting. That's not how you should act. I apologize for yelling at you. I'm sorry. I love you. And that was wrong of me. And it's like, and if we can do that, then like our kids benefit a whole fucking lot. You know what I mean? Like, how can they not? It's like, that's the thing, is a lot of parents are afraid to be completely real and honest with their kids. So you got to get real and get honest with yourself so you can be real and honest with your kids, you guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. This is season 2, episode 90, motherfucking 8 of the Damn Dude podcast. Left to go on to Mexico. Water crystalline. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have a beautiful day. Please be sure to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a best friend's cousins, bonsai tree clipping guy who sells them on the side of the road on top of his car about the Damn Dude podcast. Please leave a 5-star written review, subscribe, like, all those internet words. Tell a friend.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a beautiful motherfucking day. Much love. Peace.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.